Italian virgins, unless there are nuns. I'm not so sure about that.
You have a point there. I couldn't have said it better.
We're shutting down the metro station around the corner, and the 3-block area will be cordoned off right before the raid.
And when do you want this ugly bastard eliminated?
You guys get together with NYPD SWAT. Plan it out and get back to me. We have a couple of days.
Sounds good. Time for a drink. Johnny?
They both nod approval, and Hackman nods his head as the two walk out of the arms office around each other. Oh, Stringer. Not so fast. We need to talk. Reluctantly, Stringer walks back to his seat. Morris walks into the lobby and checks with Kelly O'Day. Scotland Yard tells me you're dealing in cocaine from Bolivia. I don't want to know anything about it. I just want it to go away. You got it? You know the Bolivian government runs this cartel, and they'll stop peddling their shit. If Scotland Yard is on it, it can't be good. It's your ass. And I'll deny any knowledge of it if you get caught. Now, damn it, stop.
Yes, sir.
Stringer passes Kelly O'Day and winks at her as she walks out of the colonel's office with Morris. Stringer walks out, and his phone rings in the elevator. Intercut cell phone call from London. Brigitte, late 20s, Swedish model, drop dead gorgeous.
Your friend, Brian, thinks Scotland Yard is checking our flat. Are we in trouble? Stringer, be honest with me.
Just act normal. Go about your daily routine. I'll meet you in Monaco.
What the hell was that about, mate?
Brigitte's in a panic. I'll straighten out when I get back. So, tell me about life after Iraq, old chap.
They begin talking while walking out of the office building. Exterior New York office building, noon.
Don't look now, but I see two blokes checking us out across the street.
Got him. Let's find out what they want.
No, mate. Let's just let it play out. I've got my suspicions. Just let it play out.
The two men across the street have taken pictures of Stringer. Morris and Rocco, as they left the building, they now see their cover's been blown. The car pulls up and they speed off.
I got part of the plate. We'll have to check what the hell they're doing here.
Stringer has an idea that the drug cartel is now shadowing his every move.
We've got a lot of catching up to do. Are you ready for lunch? It's on me.
Stringer, cell phone rings.
Hold on. I've got to take this call. Flag a cab.
Stringer's pal in London calls and is very nervous.
Just had a close call. Scotland Yard has us under surveillance, I'm sure. They've already contacted Minkley. They want to question him. When do you get back, mate?
Don't know. Stay cool. Make sure Brigitte is well off. I'll see you in Monaco.
Stringer's phone is tapped. He mulls over his options. A black car drives by Stringer with the two men. Too late to follow. Cab, conversation on the way to lunch.
You know, we've been through hell and back. I trust both of you, and since we've been a team back in the day, I know you can still appreciate a good assignment. There's a few bucks in it.
A paid vacation. I love it.
Stringer and Morris are in the SWAT operations room. The captain is pointing at a map of Aldo Arce's neighborhood. He spots Stringer and Morris.
Before we start, I want you men to meet Nick Stringer, John Morris. They work for the CIA and will take the lead in this mission. As I was saying, we will have all the intersections blocked when we make our initial contact with the suspected bombers. Stringer and Morris will spearhead the attack. We will support them to the best of our ability.
Captain Bradley continues, pointing out information on the map. 10 of SWAT's finest take notes.
Okay, this meeting's over. There's more to cover. Your SWAT leader will be filling you in on the rest of this mission.
Stringer and Morris begin walking out. Captain Bruce Bradley calls them.
Stringer, Morris, can I have a word?
Sure, Captain.
We don't want any fuck-ups. Let's follow protocol. We're in New York City. There's lots of reporters that would ream our asses if they think we're setting up some type of racial profiling, using Muslims as our excuse to create a shitstorm. Now that that's understood. I was a chopper pilot during the Gulf War. I hear about you two. All of the hocus pocus with all those Iraqi soldiers clearing out of Kuwait. I got it on the tail end. Man, it was a sight to see.
Glad you enjoyed it, Captain.
Yeah, blood and guts everywhere. The only thing we didn't have was a front row seat. You guys flying those choppers had all the fun.
That chapter is over. Now let's get the assholes that want to blow up New York City.
Stringer is sitting in his hotel room with Morris, discussing the plan of attack on Al-Dawasi's apartment.
Little background on this Al-Wasari wank. He's been working on killing infidels. He's a college dropout and his clan in Pakistan is known for its beheadings. Killing fellow Muslims who do not believe in their version of the Prophet.
All that bullshit. The war. Thousands of dead bodies. These assholes will never learn. What motivates them to blow up innocent people?
Don't know, don't care. Let's have a drink.
Stringer opens a cabinet above the hotel room corner bar.
Irish whiskey, if there is any.
I think we can make that happen.
Stringer opens a bottle of Dewar's, pours 2 healthy glasses. Exterior, New York slum neighborhood, unmarked car, afternoon. Stringer, Morris, open the trunk of an unmarked police car. They don body armor, collect weapons, slip on black ski masks, and NYPD units observe 2 Middle Eastern males with heavy backpacks walking toward an apartment house. They enter.
Be careful. Let's all cover each other.
NYTD is passing out armor vests, smoke bombs, and Stringer and Morris stuff the weapons in their vests and belts. Al-Dawasari is busy supervising how the explosive will fit in the suicide vest. His workers are busy mixing and matching the powders, nails, bolts that will be part of the explosive charge when the vest is detonated. Al-Dawasari looks at one of the bomb makers, admonishes him for hooking 2 wires the wrong way. My friend, you will get us all blown up if you don't pay attention. This is the way you hook the wires. Al-Dawasari takes a long-nosed gripping tool and shows the young bomb maker tricks of the trade. The NYPD SWAT team leader stretches a map over the hood of one of the squad cars. He's addressing 4 other men decked out in armor-plated vests. The SWAT team is standing by. Stringer and company, guns drawn, move toward the main entry. Stringer signals Morris to listen for movement. They move quietly up the front door. They enter the building, weapons drawn. Stringer, halfway down the hall, hears something, bursts through the door. A young couple, half naked on the couch, having sex. They look up in shock.
Hey, bud. Looks like you need some help. I'll be back shortly.
Half naked, they grab their clothes. Stringer waves them out of the building. The other tenants are being escorted out of the building, led to a safe area behind the expected war zone. What is that? Move it. Protect yourselves. We're under attack. A door across the hall creaks open. Stringer whirls, grows, and goes full force through that door, with Morris right behind. A terrorist picks up an AK-47. It jams. Stringer ducks, levels his Ruger, and pulls the trigger.
Your virgins are waiting.
These ugly bastards will never get laid.
Looks down at the dead terrorists. A sound of windows being shattered in the back bedroom is heard. 2 terrorists run up the fire escape. Morris spins and kicks as another escapes, and windows of the apartment are blown out and shattered. Chaos. Al-Dawasari emerges wearing a suicide vest. He pulls a cord, and Stringer hits the floor. Nothing happens. Al-Dawasari frantically tries the cord again. Stringer jumps Al-Dawasari and puts him in a chokehold and slams him to the floor. He's led out in handcuffs to a police van. SWAT collects evidence and takes everyone left into custody. The building is engulfed in flames. Fire trucks arrive and small explosions are heard. 2 bomb experts approach the black van parked in front of the apartment. They open the door. Suicide vests, bomb-making equipment, and a ticking time bomb are hidden under the tarps. They remove the bomb and place it on a drone, and NYPD drone pilot flies it to New York Harbor. The bomb explodes as the drone hits the water. The apartment building is pulverized. The tenants stand outside wondering just what happened.
Time for a drink.
Interior, New York, Lombardo's noon. They arrive at Lombardo's restaurant. Stringer enters his cell. He motions Morris to go inside. Brigitte gives him an update. Two suspicious characters are chatting across the street. Stringer suspects either Scotland Yard or Bolivians.
Are you okay?
I'm starting to panic here. Seems like we're being watched. I don't know what to expect. Brian says everything's okay. When are you coming back?
It's all fine. I'll be on the next flight out of here. Don't worry. All will be well. I'll see you in Monaco.
Interior Brooklyn, Lombardo's afternoon. Stringer motions for Morris to enter Lombardo's. Stringer, right behind him, bartender Tommy Russo, motions them to the bar.
Hey Stringer, I haven't seen you in months. What's up, dude?
They shake hands and hug. Tommy is 6 feet tall, thin, wearing a white shirt, black tie, in his mid-40s.
Tommy, you old cock knocker. You look good in men's clothes.
Good
Stringer.
banter among pals.
Stringer, how did you make out on the morals charge?
Your sister wouldn't testify, remember? Meet my pal Morris.
Tommy shakes hands over the bar.
How about a bottle of your best wine?
A bottle of 96 Brunello coming up.
Tommy serves up 3 wine glasses and a bottle of Brunello. Tommy pours a taste, they sniff and approve. Tommy pours and leads them to a back booth. Morris and Rocco are looking at pictures of Aldo Sari.
How did these dirtbags get into our country? They could strike anyway.
Reminds me of the time we were in Iraq after the war sitting in an outside cafe. If you remember, it went off in his hand. Luckily, no one was hurt.
Yeah, he visited Allah in 1,000 pieces.
The virgins weren't too happy with that guy.
Anthony will wave us in when he's ready.
Did Stringer ever tell you about the time he had 3 of the most beautiful women in the back booth doing things that we would all get arrested for today?
Those days are history, lad. Back in the old days, we called it the Me 3 movement.
A sarcastic tone.
Tell us about Mr. Stringer.
Well, mates, we'll have to save that story for another day.
Tommy sees Anthony waving a napkin above the swinging kitchen doors, inviting them into his famous culinary laboratory.
The boss is ready for you, tough guys.
Tommy leads them through the restaurant and they enter the kitchen through the swinging doors. Stringer is an old friend of Chef Anthony. He bear hugs Stringer, and Anthony is in his mid-50s, 5 feet 5, portly, wearing a chef's hat and white cooking jacket.
Anthony Goomba, how's the family?
Goomba yourself, you look good. When is the last time I saw you?
Too long. Meet Johnny Morris.
Anthony waves the trio to a table and sets up in the middle of the kitchen. White tablecloth, silverware, plates, and lit candle. A bottle of wine awaits them.
This table is set up for my special friends. Take a seat. Hey Morris, I got a niece that's looking for a nice boy. She's my favorite, if you know what I mean.
Gestures a shapely body.
Let's go for it.
Anthony serves up a combo of ossobuco, a pappardelle, and a loaf of Italian bread. They pour the wine.
This pappardelle was inspired with my mother's beautiful hands. God rest her soul.
Anthony, tell them about the story about your mom in Las Vegas.
Oh, if she was alive, she would kill me.
Oh, come on.
If you insist. A couple of years before my dear mother died, she went to Las Vegas with a couple of her old friends. After playing the slot, she was tired and she went up to her room and found this couple making love on her bed. She told me, Anthony, they were doing things on that bed that don't even exist. She said, my son, if your father was alive, he probably would have jumped in bed with the 2 of them. Me, I just watched.
Anthony kisses his bunched fingers and points to the ceiling. He makes the sign of the cross. Stringer nods approval. The food arrives on the chef's table.
All of this for us. I owe you big time.
Anthony sits at the head of the chef's table.
Please, let's all be grateful for this feast.
Stringer breaks the silence.
What do you think so far?
Lunch is served. Stringer, Morris toast Anthony with a standing ovation.
5-minute warning. We all have planes to catch.
Exterior Lombardo's afternoon. Stringer, Morris leave in a waiting cab. The 2 men in sunglasses are sitting on a bus bench across the street following Stringer's moves. Exterior, interior, New York, cab, afternoon. Stringer gets a text from Tommy.
We have to talk. Anthony's got the mob on his ass.
Cabby, back to Lombardo's.
We have a plane to catch in 2 hours.
The mob is putting the squeeze on Anthony. You guys can leave. I've got unfinished business.
Stringer is in a panic mode. Leave or stay?
You're shitting me.
Morris reaches behind the seat and pulls out a bottle of Jack Daniels. They all swig. Everyone is happy. Interior Lombardo's afternoon. Stringer, Morris return to Lombardo's. They're seated in a back booth with Tommy. Lombardo's is quiet.
Anthony will kill me for this. He doesn't want anyone to know. We got some big problems with the mob. These assholes are all over the place. That's not bullshit. No, things have changed. The Albanians and the Russians have taken over.
What about the Latin kings? I thought they were the badasses.
The Latin kings are history. It's the Albanians that are killing us. Drugs, home invasions, stick-ups. Now they're putting the arm on Anthony for protection. See that ugly bastard sitting with the blonde at the bar? We call him Shrek. One of their thugs.
Morris moves to the bar and sits next to Shrek. He orders a tall glass of scotch and soda. Shrek's blonde girlfriend starts flirting with Rocco. Shrek is irritated. He grabs the girl's face with one hand and squeezes her cheeks. She's hurt. Rocco spills his drink on Shrek's lap.
You asshole! What's your problem? I'll show you what respect is.
He takes a whack at Morris and misses. Morris's head butts Shrek and Shrek falls to the floor. His blonde girlfriend helps him out while looking at Morris with an admiring glance. She escorts Shrek outside to a waiting cab, and Morris walks back to the booth.
Well, let the games begin.
If those assholes are messing with Anthony, I'll cut their nuts off.
The Albanian gang wants $5,000 a week. Anthony doesn't have that kind of money.
Where do we find them?
They have a shithole nightclub right outside Brighton Beach. It's called Ruskies. Hookers, drug dealers.